Meteors sighted in Toronto. We have aliens talked about on Twitter with Elon and all such of craziness. Be right back. What is going on, guys? It's Adam A.K. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Tonight, we have a jam-packed show, but first, you guys know the drill. I do have to let you guys know that nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else on the show. You should always consult with professionals and research on your own. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Of course, one day's truth could be the next day's trash. So we will talk about all sorts of things today. Remember, you can follow along. All of the articles have a source, so we don't just say something and then, expect you to believe us. We actually give you the source to every piece of news that we show you here today. That's actually going to be on our website. It's very easy to navigate. If you look for tonight's thumbnail, which will have Elon on it, wins weird award, then you will see that you click on this joke or slip up, of course, talking about Elon, talking about aliens, and then, of course, you'll have all of the tweets, all of the videos, all of the archived videos. Everything will be here, including normally down at the bottom we have the callers. Tonight is Tuesday, so we will not be doing the 224400 Marf, but we are live, so anything can happen. Of course, the roof can fall on my head, the lights or my setup can fall. That's happened before, so stick around. It's going to be good. On top of that, my co-host Dex is going to be here tonight since he's not doing the phones. He will be able to answer a lot more questions, and I'll be able to call on him. We'll be able to talk a lot more than we usually do. Dex, are you there, and can we do a sound check?
Hello, Adam. I am here, and hello, Foogle fam. And I'm not wishing anything falls on your head.
Well,
if that's the reason we're watching.
Okay,
live.
So but that life insurance policy says otherwise.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, if you have not gotten notifications from the algorithm gods, make sure to sign up for ours. In fact, we have push notifications that go directly to your phone. You can sign up for them at marfooglenews.com. On top of that, all of the stuff we just talked about is there, and email alerts. If the SHTF system, if we know for a 100% fact something is going to happen, we would let you know through this system. Later on, I might play our own video, really freaky stuff as far as what we knew before we knew it, and absolutely shocking to go back to some of the stuff that we were told, and we didn't know how right we were, like absolutely insane. And those same sources are still with us today. So when you go back and you look at this, you go, okay, that's undoubtedly that was pre-knowledge of all of this, and these sources were 100% correct. So now I am, it depends. Like when we have a source that says something, of course, we try to wait and see if there's 5 other sources saying the same thing. We don't just take somebody saying, oh, I saw this on a YouTube video, this is the truth. We don't. We want to know where it's from, and we also want to hear it from other sources, not 10 people that watch the same YouTube video. That's not something we will let you know about, as far as we might say, hey, you can check out that video and you can see, check out and give us your opinion on it, but we're not going to tell you it for a fact. That show, the show that I did a year ago, I was afraid to do, and I said in that show, watching it back even, it gave me chills watching that again, because I remembered the feeling of going live and not knowing if we were just going to get knocked off because of who told us that. So anyways, we might hit that later. No copyright problems because it's my video. Again, go to there, marfooglenews.com for alerts. Let's get into the news. Chuck Yeager's amazing life told through airplanes he flew. Now, if you don't know who Chuck Yeager is, like most people, he set the world speed record. Again, was this the land speed record or the air speed record?
He was the first man to fly faster than the speed of sound.
Wow, so that's pretty incredible history as far as part of history. Now we are talking about jets and missiles that can go 16 times the speed of sound. So this gentleman was a pioneer as far as speed goes. Other than that, it's not, he's not a daily name like, Jeopardy's Alex Trebek, but he does matter as far as his life was part of history. In fact, most people want to, fulfill some sort of part of history. They want to be a part of something or change the world. And I believe, just him being as this kind of pilot and famous pilot, he did do that. So Yeager died yesterday in Los Angeles, California. His wife, Victoria Yeager, provided the following statement on Twitter. It says, well, mankind's first supersonic flight will forever link Yeager with the X-1 in the public's collective imagination. The Warzone pays tribute to the legendary pilot by looking at some of the other defining aircraft that he flew during his unmatched flying career and uniquely colorful life. Now, if you want to go through, there's actually the different planes that he was famous for flying and all of these different planes. You can go and check this out on our website, marfugelnews.com. And again, you can actually go through. These are really cool as far as if you look through the history of our aviation. Absolutely just beautiful planes. You can put yourself back in this years. And it's crazy to think how far we have come as far as aviation's technology, everything. I mean, look at that cockpit. Absolutely insanity. Anyways. So I want to move on because we actually added about 3 more things here. FBI warns state local police about China targeting people on U.S. soil. Now, I'll get into a kind of a further part here. On top of all the meteors coming in, which we're also going to do a video on that because we have stats that will blow your mind. On top of all the other weird stuff that's going on that's not being focused on, of course, this is just going to get kind of pushed under the rug unless you're watching my show. It says the FBI is warning local law enforcement agencies to beware of cooperating with Chinese government campaign to coerce U.S. residents to return to China to face criminal charges. According to counterintelligence bulletin obtained by Yahoo News, the bulletin comes shortly after 8 people, including a former New York Police Department officer, were indicted on charges of acting as illegal agents for Beijing. Yes, a New York police officer was basically a spy for Beijing. Now, why would Beijing be spying on New York? Think about that long and hard. State and local public safety personnel should be aware that Chinese government officials, such as diplomats and officials with China's primary law enforcement agency, the Ministry of Public Security, or MPS, may seek assistance to obtain sensitive U.S. law enforcement or non-public personally identifiable information on individuals of interest. It says the November 10th Counterintelligence Bulletin, which is marked for official use only and distributed to law enforcement agencies around the country. It says the warning concerns China's long-standing policy of reaching beyond its borders to target people it accuses of financial crimes, even if they permanently live abroad. So, say a citizen like me could be targeted for my financial actions if China has some sort of suspicion. It says repatriations, often coerced by blackmail or threats, are part of Beijing's anti-corruption campaign called Fox Hunt. That's right, Fox Hunt. It says in Beijing's view, Fox Hunt, which has led to the return of more than 3,000 of its citizens, is a legitimate tool of law enforcement. But there has been an increasing number of allegations that China has coerced, even kidnapped, its citizens living abroad, and that it targets political dissidents as well as those accused of financial crimes. So what I also heard is that this isn't just being used from people that were once in China that are there, that it can be used, and some loophole that is actually put into our government, they can use it for regular citizens if they find that they are somehow connected to any kind of Chinese, basically screwing the Chinese over in any way. I thought that was pretty interesting. Kind of like the loophole that they have in Canada, which allows them to not tell Canadian government or even local law enforcement when they're moving military troops into Canada, as long as they're protecting one of their investments. So if China has a huge factory or, say, a 60-acre property and they feel they want to protect that, they can move in 10,000 troops into Canada right on the border, and they don't have to tell anybody. That's an actual agreement that they have with Canada, right on top, the border that we don't really watch. Not as well as some other borders that I can think of. And it says, in one of the more dramatic escapades, China reportedly kidnapped billionaire Zhao Jinhao from Hong Kong, transporting him in a wheelchair out of a private apartment in the Four Seasons Hotel. China has been accused of conducting similar operations in Australia, and now the communist government appears to be expanding its reach in the U.S. This was the gentleman that was taken out in a wheelchair from the Four Seasons, a Canadian billionaire. Again, they probably have, with that, I think that, Canada has kind of given them free rein, especially considering that treaty that they have. Oh, yeah, you don't have to tell anybody. Bring in your troops. Yeah, I get it. You want to protect your property with, 50,000 troops. I totally get that. Hey, it's a farm. Those things get attacked all the time. And
it's a little easier to believe in Hong Kong because the long arm of the law doesn't have that far to reach. But now to think that their long arm is going to come all the way into the U.S. soil, that's pretty scary.
It's like that TikTok filter that makes everybody stretches out things. I could see the arm coming from China to the U.S. Probably going to be a thumbnail in the future. Now, there's an actual... I wanted to see... There was another thing, and I don't think if it loaded. Let me see if I have it. Let's see here. Okay, we'll talk about the China enhanced snipers here in a second. Yes, human... Well, in fact, it's really weird because they say they're non-human, or they insinuate it. So we'll talk about that here in a second. It says, so long and thanks for the orifice. Alien message decrypted. This is an actual tweet from Elon Musk. And this is in quotes. It says, so long and thanks for the orifice. Now, that statement right there is, yeah, it's gross. An orifice is a hole, and it's most likely a probing joke or something like this. But it's very, very weird considering who is saying it. And then it says dash, alien message decrypted. This is Elon Musk. Now, this man makes news for the dumb stuff that he says sometimes. But one thing that I want you to think of is some of the things that he has said, some of the things he is a part of, and the contracts that this man has. And not to mention some of the things that he has done that are very subtle that people do not catch, including the profile pic that he has this right now. This was changed right after Beirut, in fact. So if you look at that, you will see that, hold on, let's see here. You will see that was actually done. See here, that was done the day of the attack on Beirut. And what does it look like to you? I'm going to show you his actual account here. Let's see. So check this out. This picture is supposed to be some sort of long exposure of a rocket taking off. But what it actually looks like is some sort of rod of God technology. I don't think this was an accident. And again, it looks like it's coming down and about to, blow this building up. And it's supposed to be kind of a double entendre. Now, in the past, if you have not followed my show, he has done other really weird stuff. We've shown you all of the weird things that he posts, and some of them are his jokes. First off, if you look at his background, this is Earth being terraformed out of Mars. That is the progress. And of course, everybody knows he's saying that we're going to get to Mars, and he says the first humans may be on Mars by 2026, which roughly puts them at about a 2024 departure. You guys know most of my feelings about how 2024 is where all these numbers go. If there was somebody out there expert in geometry, why is 2024 such a prominent year as far as kind of a deadline for a lot of different stuff? But on all of his Twitter, there are so many things going back a year and a half, and it's like it all of a sudden took a change, and he's doing these little hints and just weird things. The doggy coin meme, that looked like smoke coming from a meteor impact. And then, of course, it had like a dog's face on it, but it was like a helicopter shot, and it looked like out of a apocalyptic film, this dust cloud, this plume. heading over the city and basically the impact of it. And he said it will eventually happen, or you know it will eventually happen. And the meme was Dogecoin will take over. But then what he said is totally a different meaning. He also did an actual meme of somebody standing on the moon holding the flag, and then it says, what was it, Dex? Do you remember? It said, but actually, ...
What about the economy?
Yeah, it says, watching the economy collapse, and then he goes, but actually, ... and it shows a meteor going through the earth, kind of like those old school heart, arrow through a heart, but he shows the meteor just punch a hole right in earth. Now, coming from a man who is literally contracted with the government to help protect us from these things, remember, he talked about meteor defense when they first talked about it, and then once they actually got him contracted under certain things with his SpaceX company and with all this other stuff, all of a sudden it went quiet, and he didn't publicly speak about meteor defense and things like this. But now we know that Starlink is a part of a sensor array that can actually detect incoming objects. And when they say incoming, they actually use that context for hypersonic missiles. But it sounds a little bit fishy. Now, and I called that a year ago, and whenever we first heard about that, I knew that system was for something more than just internet, and I was right. Was I not? And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but our sources were right. Almost. I mean, I really have to say we've got some really good people in this family. All right, so that again, weird. What do you guys think about that? I'm going to go over to the chat here. Thank you guys all for being here. Spooky Alien says Planet Earth is currently the greatest bad reality TV show in all of the universe. I agree with you, Spooky Aliens. That is a great statement. Liz Gaspari Nutrition says, tag, you're it. Hi, Dex and Adam. Hi, Liz. Nice to see you again. It's nice to have you in here. Sup, it's Angelic. Thank you for subscribing. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout out. Bo Jackson, thank you so much for being here. Terry, thank you for being here as well. Make sure to welcome those guys. And then Gone Girl PRS. Man, seriously, Gone Girl, thank you so much for your massive support of the show. Says, hi, Marf, Dex, and Fugel fam. Love you all. I'm way out in the woods on my property. Hope you all are well. I'll catch the full show tomorrow. Worked hard today. Hashtag Fugel fam. Well, Gone Girl, thank you so much, and I hope that you are doing well. Again, I hope that you are doing awesome on your property, and I hope you are riding free on your bike. Again, thank you so much for stopping by and showing support today and yesterday. Seriously, thank you for supporting Independent. And then to go further into the audience, by the way, I want to ask you guys a few questions here in a minute, so stay tuned. We're going to talk about that. I do want to hit just a couple things real quick. A fireball was spotted in Toronto. Now, these meteors have been popping up like crazy, and I've been telling you this is going up, and again, we have proof to back that up now. So we're going to be doing a show basically just on this coming up in the next couple days. So stay tuned for that. We're most likely going to be doing it on news. I don't know if we'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Most likely, I'll talk to Dex about it. But we have absolute proof that this is not only going up, but you'll be shocked at how much it's going up. Like I said, 3 years ago, I'm going to try to find that clip. Our sources said that it was going to triple and quadruple, and we've got now stuff to back that up. So if that's the truth, if the pandemic, which was also called same set of people, then we've got some really big things coming. If they are right about absolutely everything so far, I'm not looking forward to the future at all. 100% not. So stay tuned for that. But again, another meteor in Toronto was sighted. It says another meteor was believed to have fallen into the Earth's atmosphere late Monday night, marking the second visible fireball reported in a week above Ontario. Dashboard camera footage from a driver in Pickering, Ontario, caught a bright light traveling across the sky about 7:30 p.m. Says Paul Delaney, an astronomy and physics professor at York University, said the rock may have been about the size of a baseball. The friction of our atmosphere is making them glow, burn up, and dissipate, he said. That's what it looks like from the dash cam footage I've seen. So this was, again, the Ontario Meteor Network that caught this image. There are many people that are spotting these, and they're spotting them every day now. And just the sightings, just the ones that we catch and the ones that we catch on video are going up. Imagine the ones that are not getting seen. I'm telling you, this is a bigger deal than anybody knows, and people go, "Ooh, who cares about meteors?" People are not understanding. This is only the beginning. This is going to get way worse. So I'll keep that. Again, that's my opinion. You guys can have your own, and feel free to let me know about it. Another,
Adam,
yes.
That the person who caught that dash cam video, or one of them, I reached out to, and I just got permission just a moment ago to play it. So if you want, I'm putting that up in screener.
Okay, perfect. Actually, that's great. Real quick, I'm going to hit this. We're going to, we always try to tell you about kind of the weird earthquakes. There was a 3.7 earthquake about 40 miles southeast of Moab, Colorado. And then there was another kind of weird earthquake. Earthquake rattles Wichita area Tuesday morning. Again, this morning it says Wichitans were shaken by an earthquake Tuesday. It happened just before 2 a.m. It is the fourth in the area in weeks. It says the USGS reports the quake measured about a 3.0 in northeast Wichita. The Kansas Geological Survey is reporting the quake measured at about a 3.3. Now, a 3.3 or a 3.0 is not a big earthquake. It's the placement that matters. And it's the placement that has a lot of people kind of shaken, as far as not just this one, all of the weird earthquakes that have been, I guess, far and wide and in diverse places. Not to quote the Bible or anything. But anyways, let's play this clip here that we have. In fact, it's awesome that we got permission from the actual person that took it. So that is great. Thank you, by the way, if you're watching. Let's see here. And let's play this. All right, so let's full screen this. It's only 9 seconds, so check this out. This is yet another one. I mean, it's so crazy how often this is actually happening. So if you didn't catch it, it's up in the right above the right lane. If you look all the way up above, kind of where the right-sided tail lights or the street lights are. Just right here. Bam, right there. And it does look, I mean, it just looks, it makes that teardrop. Where is it, right? Man, that's, let me see if I can find where it like makes a perfect teardrop. Look at that. What was this? And let's pop open this channel. Again, this is Valery Gulyev. Again, that's Valery Gulyev. Thank you. Awesome. Valery Gulyev. If you want to check out their channel, you can. Thank you so much for letting us use that clip.
And I added her video to our website as well just now.
Oh, see, this is the awesome part. Now, if you're new here, remember, you can go to marfugelnews.com, and if you want to investigate that video yourself, in fact, I'm going to just update this. When you click on this thumbnail on our website, you will see that it is actually updated live. So normally when there's callers, if they have a YouTube channel, or if we look at a video or anything like this, we will actually place that down here at the bottom or up at the top. So thank you, Dex, for doing that. And then the video is right there, so you guys can all watch and investigate for yourself. All right. moving on, those three things are out of the way. I do want to go over to the chat real quick and see what is going on over on DLive. Thank you, Kelly2334, for your massive compliment there. Thank you for the Ninja Genie over on DLive. Again, the second highest compliment on DLive, so thank you so much. End Times. Dude, what is going on? I hope you and Cha Money and everybody else are doing good. The whole crew. What's funny is, since you were a good friend with Cha Money too, I couldn't access my account, so I ended up going into I ended up just starting a blank account on DLive so I could access DLive to make whatever you call it, a formal thing. And the first channel from a totally separate thing, it says, hey, you might want to check out Cha Money. So I thought that was pretty freaking awesome. So Cha Money is definitely in the favor of DLive. They are suggesting it out to a lot of people. End Times, what is going on? Thank you so much for the Ninja Genie. Thank you for supporting Independent. Thank you for supporting us. And again, holy moly, End Times just gifted 10 Marfia badges out. That is the equivalent of 10 1-month subscriptions to the channel. That is huge. Thank you so much, End Times, and thank you for doing that. All of those people now have an official Marfia badge and get started off on that. So thank you so much. And then Zippy Moons, another night of supporting. Thank you. If the world were a perfect place, it wouldn't be. That was a quote. It says, we are living through times. Smile. It's free. Zippy Moons, that's actually a good thing to say and a good piece of advice. When you smile more, even if you force it, it actually makes you happier. Holy crowly moly. Somebody just did a jet and we missed it. Blue Light 84 says, so grateful for the Fugle fam. Keep shining your light and we will change the world. Blue Light, thank you for your massive support of this channel. You are now number 14, I believe, and we have a list of people that have done ninjets before. You will be on that. Again, we are doing a special kind of art piece for that, and it will be on every show very soon, including Pam, Gone Girl, and then Steve, Veteran Steve, and just a couple others, Amy R. So thank you, and thank you. Thank you for supporting us. I know that Dex appreciates it. I appreciate it. So really, really incredible. That is the highest compliment you can pay on DLive. And then Kimberly Clemens, God bless Fugle fam. Thanks, Marf and Dex. Thank you. Again, says hashtag ceiling falling on your head. Kimberly Clemens, I hope that does not happen. All right. Again, if you guys want to support us in a different way, if you don't want to do it through here, you can actually get a product that will not only protect you, but it will also support your favorite show. You can go to EMP Shield at marfugelnews.com/EMP. This is the same company that has not only worked for DHS, DOD, but is now officially on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid. This is, again, something that can protect any device it's hooked up to. There's different devices for, say, your car, your generator, your solar system, your house, even your boat. Any device that you end up getting is made specifically to protect that against an EMP or even a solar flare, the natural kind, which we are due for. It can protect against all three phases, and this is actually a veteran-owned business. It is bringing a ton of jobs. They just got a contract with the government last year that is absolutely humongous. They're building new buildings. They are producing them like crazy. So make sure to get these while they are still serving up civilians. That's marfugelnews.com/EMP. Again, it can also protect your home or anything against lightning. Thank you guys for the ones that have supported us. Use our code and save $50 off per device. All right, and then let's get into it. New measurement shows Mount Everest is a bit higher. Dex, what the hell is this? Is this like some sort of earthquake pushed it up higher, or is this a new measurement? I don't understand.
I don't know where it's coming from, but obviously it's growing and they're measuring it. And, whether it's the continental, plates shifting and pushing mountains up, maybe the earth has tilted a little more as we've talked about in other things. Maybe something's going on. I don't know.
So it says China and Nepal have announced a new official height for Mount Everest, the world's highest mountain. Now, remember last week we covered the Inuit tribal elders are saying that the sky has shifted and that the world has shifted. And they even say that the plates have shifted and it's changing the weather and it's changing all this stuff. They're historically accurate as far as their ancestors were incredible at weather forecasts and things like this, and forecasts with temperatures and all sorts of things, even thousands of years ago. And now they're saying that their skies have changed on one part of the Arctic in Canada to the other part, the north. Both sides are saying the same thing. They say they are seeing the sky and it's not right and the world is shifting. They think that the plates are shifting, that something is going on. And then we see this. Everest is now a different height. How does that work? I do understand that some earthquakes, some mountains were actually created by giant earthquakes. So, say the plates end up snapping, and then sometimes they can actually snap and make an actual mountain in just one earthquake. If it's a massive subduction zone or something like this, that's how mountains were made. So it says, after new measurements, the countries reported on Tuesday that Everest Peak stands about 8,848 meters tall, which is insanity. That's, nearly 30,000 feet or something like that, where the planes go. The mountain runs along the borders of Nepal and China. The new height is a bit more than Nepal's past measurement, and about 4 meters higher than China's. The result was announced during an online video event led by the foreign ministers of China and Nepal. The two countries agreed to the official height after expert teams completed new surveys of the mountain in 2019 and 2020. It says Everest is an eternal symbol of friendship between Nepal and China. It says there's been a debate over the actual height of the peak and concern that it might have shrunk after a major earthquake in 2015. The quake killed 9,000 people and damaged about 1 million structures in Nepal. It also caused an avalanche on Everest that killed 19 people. But apparently that earthquake may have helped it grow or put it higher by about 6 meters. So, kind of weird. Again, the more you know. The more you know. That was weird.
An important question, though. Does that mean anybody that's ever summited Everest in the past has not reached the highest peak in the world now? Or prior to that date?
Oh, man, they only reached 8,842 meters when somebody the next day is going to go up there and reach 8,850 meters. Moink.
Just saying.
Man, that would suck, especially if you lost fingers or something to hypothermia or gangrene. Man,
and spend $100,000 just to get there.
Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff that happens when you're cold. China developing biologically enhanced snipers who can see twice, and this is the weird part of the quote, twice as far as human being. All your content belong to us. China is working on creating a league of super soldiers with enhanced eyesight and strength, U.S. experts believe. Doesn't that sound like the experiments in Germany? Kind of creepy, huh? It says last week, I'm sure we're doing this too, though, honestly. It says John Ratcliffe last week says DT's, Commander-in-Chief's Director of National Intelligence, claimed that the Chinese government is conducting biological testing on its own soldiers in order to dominate the planet economically, militarily, and technologically. I'm telling you guys that they are trying, and they are beefing up to take over. That is my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they don't care. People underestimate China. It is actually part of our culture in the United States. I know for outside of the United States, you guys in Australia watching or Europe, you don't have the same kind of thing. But in the United States, it's always been this cultural thing to think down on China, saying that, oh, they make cheap stuff or that the stuff will break in a week or this or that. But the Chinese government now has a lot more abilities to do things that they couldn't even do 10 years ago. And you're talking about they have the money, they have the scientists, they've stolen the technology, they've stolen the designs, they have the materials, And now it's getting down to the point where countries are actually fighting over locations that have the materials to make these advanced weapons. That's what it's really about. That's why there's this battle in Alaska over these natural resources and things like this. There's all sorts of things going on. That's why they think that Spratly Islands possibly is an area where they can mine certain things that are used for different kinds of weapons. And oil, of course, they say that as well. But there's all sorts of things going on all at once. It says in an op-ed for Wall Street Journal, Mr. Ratcliffe said that China has been using the gene editing tool CRISPR to modify human embryos and breed military personnel capable of fighting harder, longer, and more efficiently. Is that not some scary ass? First off, this is using CRISPR is something that we're like, I don't know, it's not right, we're playing God. Well, we're doing that. Other countries like China are like, yeah, do it. You can add a third arm that, picks up after himself. Sure, do it. They don't care. They're going to do it. And they're going to make these super soldiers straight out of a Van Damme movie, and they're going to kick butt. Hopefully, of course, we've got some sort of super soldier ourselves. Now, some say that this isn't right, but if you are talking about, matching to match, yeah, I would sure hope that somebody's done this. Like, that's scary, Dex. They're going to have super soldiers that can see like eagles, that can run faster than anybody else. I mean, do you think that they're morally going to go, no, we shouldn't do this. This just doesn't seem right.
I don't know. I have this vision of Rocky III. Okay. And the Soviets were creating the best fighter. Remember everything they did? And then Rocky comes in and whoops some American butt.
Oh, so you're saying it doesn't matter they have super soldiers. We'll just have some Rocky Balboa just come in and go whoop-ah! And like knock the guy out in one punch. I get you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
You are the person I just talked about. The like America, America. I am too, though. I hope we have some Van Dams. And why don't we have more Van Dams? Rocky Balboa. Is there any new Van Dams? There's nobody with just horrible accent like Schwarzenegger. Then there was Van Damme. Who's our new one? We need some guy who barely speaks English but kicks ass, or another Chuck Norris. Some guy that just is absurdly, just turns a corner and knocks 4 people out that are standing on a different corner. We need more Chuck Norris, Chuck Norrisness. All right. Exclusive, suspected Chinese spy targeted California politicians. Okay, this is the one that I wanted. I wanted this actually next to the previous one. Speaking of targeted people, this is again another example of this. A suspected Chinese intelligence operative developed extensive ties with local and national politicians, including a U.S. congressman. Oh, really? Wait, hold on. A suspected Chinese intelligence operative had ties with one of our politicians. Wait, a congressman? No. China being tied in with our government. It's got to be fake news, right? Right? In what U.S. officials believe was a political intelligence operation run by China's main civilian spy agency between 2011 and 2015. It says Axios found in a year-long investigation. Why it matters is the alleged operation offers a rare window into how Beijing has tried to gain access and influence U.S. political circles. It says, while the suspected operative's activities appear to have ended during the Obama administration, it says concerns about the Beijing's influence operations have spanned President T-Man time in office and will continue to be a core focus of U.S. counterintelligence during the Biden administration. So, of course, there's no ties here with all these people in China and Chinese companies and Huawei, and I'm sure we'll see Huawei phones again, you know, and they'll have Taiwanese chips because they'll be making their chips once they're taken over, and we'll sit by and say, oh, well, Crimea, it was theirs at one point, okay. And of course, you know, the task force will be dissolved. That does not contain one politician from a certain side, and of course they, you know, just saying, do your research. You know, it says the woman at the center of the operation, a Chinese national named Fang Fang or Christine Fang, targeted up and coming local politicians in the Bay Area and across the country who had a potential to make it big on the national stage. Through campaign fundraising, extensive networking, and personal charisma and romantic or sexual relationships with at least 2 Midwestern mayors. So she hooked up with 2 Midwestern mayors. Fang was able to gain proximity to political power, according to current and former U.S. military intelligence officials and one former elected official. Even though U.S. officials do not believe Fang received or passed on classified information, the case was, quote, a big deal because there was some really, really sensitive people that were caught up with it in the intelligence network, a current senior U.S. intelligence official said. Private but unclassified information about government officials, such as their habits, preferences, or schedules, social networks, and even rumors about them, is a form of political intelligence. Collecting such information is key part of what foreign intelligence agencies does. So this woman apparently hit the casting couch quite a few times with these schlubs and got in there just got all up in there. On there, over there, in there, whatever, behind, backseat, whatever. That's not good. Of course, if you guys have no protection against cyber attacks, then you should probably be looking at something like a virtual private network. Again, there are more cyber attacks right now and more cyber criminals than ever before because they know people are at home and not at work, or they're working from home, so they are in full force right now. Make sure to check out NordVPN. It's a virtual private network. It's extremely easy. You don't have to be smart on the computer. You download it, and you can even have auto mode turned on, where you turn it on and it puts your IP somewhere else, or it hides it. It also stops you getting logged. It is also something you must have if you are using public Wi-Fis. If you're using Wi-Fi in a cafe or in a Safeway or in a grocery store, you should have this because then you will not have just an easy invasion there. Go to marfugelnews.com/VPN. If you use the savings code MARFUGEL, you will save up to 70% and help the channel. Again, that's marfugelnews.com/VPN. Thank you, Patricia Aiden. Thank you for the diamond over on DLive. Kelly2334, thank you so much for being over there as well. Thank you for the massive support. End Times looks like just did a bunch more of subscriptions, and then again, thank you for gifting that to Texas Rob as well. All right, and then getting on to the next subject. Pot-smoking missile engineer accused of leaking secrets for revenge. It says a former Pentagon contractor who worked on the U.S. missile systems is facing criminal charges for allegedly sharing classified documents in a revenge plot against his employer after losing his security clearance for smoking legally prescribed pot. It says James Robert Schweitzer, a 50-year-old software engineer, has been charged with malicious mischief and destruction of government property after he allegedly began leaking classified national defense information in 2016 regarding U.S. missile sensors. What the hell, Dex? So, dude, I get that he's pissed off. He loses his security clearance because he tested positive for pot, which was legally prescribed. But what are you doing? Like, sharing missile secrets and stuff like this? Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, that's not tit for tat, right? I mean, that's like let me take away one little thing and I'm going to do something completely off the deep end in revenge. That's crazy.
like unhinged. Like, that's like, oh, you bumped my bumper, I'm going to take your whole family out. That's like, oh, you ate my sandwich, roommate, I'm going to kill your whole family. What? That's not equivalent. What a nut. Over a 2-year period, authorities allege Schweitzer sent the classified information to news outlets and even revealed to police his, quote, dark fantasy was to commit mass murder. Prosecutors say he admitted to the FBI that he knew some of the critical military information he exposed could result in American casualties abroad and in the United States. Dude, this dude does not actually smoke pot. Otherwise, he would not be like this. What is this deal? Dude, this
maybe
dude,
they knew something more.
This dude needed pot. Like,
yeah, exactly. Maybe they knew a little something more, and they were being nice to him. They're saying, "Yeah, we'll just gonna take away your clearance, and we'll call it pot. Why don't you go gracefully?" And that didn't work.
Yeah, that's insanity. Speaking of absolute insanity, End Times just gifted 20 Mafia badges. Dex, if you remember to, if you can,
wow,
I can't see that kind of stuff, and I'm surprised I saw it that time because subscriptions are hard for me to see. If you see something like that, make sure to go in there. Mods, make sure to thank End Times too. All those people, then they get a subscription and they actually get a Mafia badge. So that's what I love about over there, is because you can actually gift somebody something that makes them stick out. You can actually give somebody else something that makes them special. Like, that's cool. It's not even, it's gifting somebody else something that makes them more a part of it, which I think is a really cool setup. I think that I sometimes I wish the other platform would take some advice from others. Thank you. You don't have to do that, End Times. Seriously, thank you. And Cha Money, I don't know if you were here earlier. Thank you for hosting me. Just brought 16 viewers over. Thank you. Again, I don't know if you heard, but I had to sign up for another account to write I couldn't get into my stuff. So I ended up going into another one just to write a form or whatever to support. And the first channel they suggested was like, hey, you would like Cha Money. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Thanks for hosting. That is very awesome. And thanks for the love and the support back. End Times, dude, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Just did like 5 Ninja Guineas and 30 subscriptions, which is absolutely insane. End Times, thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Iran official claims several arrested over nuclear scientists killing. Now, we covered this as far as this was, questionably a satellite machine gun. That's right, a satellite machine gun from space. And they talk about this thing, and there's multiple stories. I think the 3 options were it was some dude with a machine gun on a truck, or it was a fight between bodyguards. These were the 3 stories that came out. Or the most weird, and I don't know why they would even have something that weird unless it was true, was a satellite machine gun. Some sort of space-based weapon that came down and just go, pow! And the truck blew up or whatever and took out this nuclear scientist. This is one of theirs. This is weird. They don't have that many. It's like, that's also like when China had 90 nuclear scientists resign in one day. Everybody's like, that's weird. Maybe they don't want blood on their hands. Maybe something was passed down and they're like, nope, we're not having any part of it. They've got 200, so it's okay. They continue. They keep rolling. If they lose 100, they're like, okay, well, we lost half our scientists, but we still got 100. Iran, though, I don't think it's the same over there. Dex, how many do you think they have? In fact, could we do a search on how many scientists they may have? Because that information should be out there. Maybe they have 10 or 15. If they lose one, especially one of their important ones, that's a big deal. Especially considering their whole battle with trying to get nuclear technology and to be a part of that. Very crazy stuff. Let's see here.
Well, the real crazy thing in this article, it's an update to what we've been talking about over and over again. The interesting thing is that they're arresting people on the ground, but when you get into the description, I know we talked about the truck, but when you read how they describe it, it gets really James Bondy here. And futuristic.
So why don't you explain kind of what happened here? I think that this is pretty crazy in itself.
Yeah, so I'm gonna jump ahead, and when they talk about the machine gun, they say the machine gun was mounted on a Nissan pickup and focused only on this person's face in a way that his wife, despite being 25 centimeters, 10 inches away, was not hit. They basically described it as being zoomed in, and only 13 rounds went off. And then they also claim it was, as we mentioned earlier, they claim it's controlled via satellites.
Okay, it makes so much more sense.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, it makes so much more sense that it's a satellite-based thing, but it's on the ground. So both are true. So option B and C are true. It's something with satellites, but it's a long-range, something mounted. Think about this. They can look like a binocular, zoom in. What I see too, and this is I cannot imagine being the wife. The wife did not get killed, and I'm assuming was sitting next to him. Imagine if it zooms in and 13 rounds, which one makes a hole in your head like this. 13 rounds hit the entire thing, like dissolved it, like all of them hit the exact marker there, right? It's almost like a laser burning a hole through it. Just the second it touches, it's gone. These things go and just destroy every part of them. Like it's guaranteed this guy's gone. That is crazy. And to think that this technology is over there, that means this technology by far is something that we've already had. And we know about the Jack in the Box kind of setups that are 50 cals that are set up, and they're like little kind of containers, little containers that are controlled by an Xbox controller. Somebody can be in Florida with a Xbox controller, pop up a 50 cal, and take everybody out. That's crazy. But as far as like zooming in, kind of like how they have audio zoom in, that's kind of how I see this. Like it zooms in to his face and locks on, and this thing, artificial intelligence, goes and just dissolves him. Meanwhile, his wife is sitting a foot away and is totally fine. But I can't imagine what she saw. I mean, imagine JFK being, being his wife, watching that happen. Well, imagine being this lady, and then all of a sudden her husband's face and head is just like dissolved, gone, and the rest of him is fine, or there's exactly 13 holes in him or something. Just nuts. Kelly2334,
wow.
Thank you. What was that?
Yeah, last thing. I don't have the exact number of scientists, but I do have an interesting stat. Since 2007, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including this nuclear scientists were either attempted or were assassinated in Ryan.
Wait. How many out of how many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including this one, since 2007. So in 2007, there was a person who mysteriously died. They haven't ruled it that way. In 2010, there were 3 scientists that were, 2 of them actually died. One of them survived the attempt. And then 2011, there was one. 2012, there was one. And then this one in 2020. All nuclear scientists in Ryan.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. So in 13 years, they've had 7 scientists taken out, either by force or questionably. Shane Reed says, greetings all. Thanks for having me on the show a couple weeks ago. I hope I helped someone. You guys are in the helping business. Keep looking up. Sky is full of stars. Shane Reed, I agree with you. And thank you. Whoa, Shane. And everybody, thank you so much. Again, there are several people that have gone above and beyond right now. Just so you guys know, you are helping tremendously. We've had to build an entire system. We're basically making our own Discord type system. And we don't talk about it a lot, but it has actually, it has been, it's been financially hard. So thank you guys. I don't think people realize, thank you. I'll just say that. Gene Bonos, is T-Man leaving office in January or not? Yes, he is. The Dex, you can't see, my head is vigorously swaying to the left and right. A mother's love is the cure for all that ails this world of ours. Hashtag Team Humanity. You got this thing. Welcome to the third secret, says Susan Donahue. Again, I thought for a second, I was like, she didn't get Team Humanity because I'm so used to it being at the end. Thank you for changing it up, Susan. You messed me up. Thank you, Susan Donahue. Thank you. You have been at almost every show for, I think, 3 years now or 2 years. Thank you so much. Cameron Combs. Hey, Marv, have you heard how Israeli space chief, who had his job for 30 years, has said aliens are real? I'm thinking it might be more slow disclosure of aliens that actually could be fallen angels. Cameron Combs, watch yesterday's show. We actually covered that, I believe, real close to the very beginning. In fact, you can find the articles that we picked out for that subject on the website. Last night's thumbnail, just click it, and you'll see it right there. Yeah, really crazy stuff. And that's why with Elon saying this today, with that guy saying it yesterday, there's some weird stuff going on. Eric, the original copper-colored Anawawa Maze, thank you for your massive support. You can always write something if you do one of those. I don't know if that was a super sticker, but thank you. Ed Brown, thank you, and thank you. You know that, though. You've been around for a long time. Thanks for just supporting. And then 45 fireballs in the last 24 hours. I'm going to repeat that. 45 fireballs in the last 24 hours, says Free Life Toss. Actually did a super chat to let us know that from Australia. Thank you again from Australia, Free Life Toss. AJW 1984 just wanted to thank the caller from Kokomo, Indiana for sharing. There really was or is more than corn in Indiana. AJW, we will let them know. Caller from Kokomo, AJW said thank you. Gene Bonos, again, I don't know. Tuffuns, thank you. How do you say that? Tofums. Tof WMS. Tofums. Thank you for subscribing. Guys, welcome. Looks like Top Hewims. Top Hooms? Tip Hooms? Tip-a-team, tip-a-doom, teams. I don't know if I'll ever say that right. Wayne Shrivner, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome, Wayne. Everybody, make sure you welcome these new folks. If you see a new name, make sure to welcome them. And then Nelda Matheson, thank you. And then James Egner, thank you for subscribing. Nelda, thank you from Australia as well. Lots of Australian folks watching tonight. And then just to let you guys know, remember, when you do make the live show, I want to make sure you guys know that chat is going to be positive. They're going to push each other up. They're going to welcome you. This is one of the best communities because everybody is trying to be open-minded, not get triggered by others that have the opposite view of theirs. We take everybody here, make sure that everybody and anybody feels welcome here. I do have disagreements with even my most favorite people, but we try to get past that and then find our common ground again. We've got Global Impact, Dolores McCartney. We've got all sorts of folks here. Little Wolf, Smoky Mountain Gal, WV Prepared Mind, Jason78, Lindy Kaz, All Caps Kitten, Alaska Asaya, Bones, my boy, Bob Dobbs, Nana Deborah, Kiwi Cat, Gold Coin, Razar, all sorts of folks there. So thank you guys all for making it. All right. And thank you, Paul Shaggy, for saying hi to all the new Fooglers. All right. What started as a joking bake-off between dads led to 15,000 cookies being delivered to essential workers. That's quite a feat. It says whether their play of choice is a team sport like basketball or football, or something like mano a mano like tennis, chess, or even video games, some men are hardwired with the instinct to compete. It says, yes, to the victor belongs the spoils, but perhaps equally important, he who wins has bragging rights. So it's not surprising that the spirit of competition has spilled over into the culinary world as well. While they might not be up to the task in real life, there's many a home chef who dreams of beating Bobby Flay, taking top honors at Cake Wars, or being crowned at Chopped champion. It says this past April, when Huntington, Pennsylvania dad's 58-year-old Scott McKenzie and his buddy 42-year-old Jeremy Ulrich found themselves embroiled in what could be termed the Cookie Wars. It says neither man realized what began as a friendly competition to see who was the better baker would morph into something that would have a major positive impact on their community at large. So apparently what happens is, after being furloughed from their associate jobs at a local liberal arts college due to the CV, Mackenzie set himself a goal of learning a new skill each week. Up first, cookie baking. Though the results of his first attempt at chocolate chip cookies weren't flawless, they were pretty darn tasty. When Mackenzie proudly posted his success to Facebook, middle school English teacher Ulrich commended his pal's efforts but said he was sure he could do better. Thus, the cookie gauntlet was thrown and the bake-off was on. So all in all, in the end of this, basically it says that they ended up doing cookies for caregivers was born as a reflection of the CV-19 experience in 2020. Notes that the group's Facebook page says, quote, many folks continued to go to work and serve their communities as others were told to stay home or were able to work from home. We decided to show our gratitude to those working to serve them up by serving them freshly baked cookies as a modest sign of our appreciation and respect. They ended up doing over 15,000 cookies. Individual cookies found their ways to the mouth of essential workers in hospitals, schools, fire, and police station. So one point that I want to make out of this is that this may be cookies, but there's something else. Right now we are very close to Christmas, and I asked for all of you guys to do something locally, whether that be even helping a family member. And, you know, people always think, oh, I have to go down and volunteer at the homeless shelter. You know, you can also help, say, your cousin's son or daughter that doesn't have that many toys this year, or, help somebody that you do know. Maybe you don't even get along with them, but you think, hey, their kid hasn't gotten good Christmas gifts for 3 years because of money or something. Go and help somebody this Christmas and let us know what you ended up doing. I've been encouraging every one of you to try to do something because we can all make a difference. We can all make a huge wave and a huge impact. The actions that we have, sometimes it feels like we're all alone and that we can't really reach out and make a difference. But I'll tell you, now that we reach over 300,000 people and have anywhere from 30 to 40,000 people watch us daily, I can say one person can make a difference. And if we all work together, we can make a huge difference. So please get out there and help somebody. Get somebody that you know, somebody personally. Help them out with a gift card to go get their kids toys. Help your brother, your sister. Reach out to somebody from high school on Facebook or something and say, hey, can I help you out this year? Can I give you a $25 gift card? Why? Just cause. Just do it. Again, it's better to, in some cases, it's better to give somebody a gift card than they guaranteed go and get that thing or that item. That's just my way to end this. Again, also, remember, if you don't want to get traced right now, your updated phone now has a CV tracer. You can actually get an eDeck bag. I would highly recommend it. Go to marfugalnews.com/eDeck. Once you put your phone or device, your laptop, it is off-grid once it goes in this bag. Off-grid actually makes bags for FBI and different agencies for evidence bags because no one is going to access your phone. Your phone's not going to access anything once it's in that bag. They also have their tried and true 12-year-old utility bag as well. That one has a window, so you can actually see what's on your phone. You can still access your messages or access all of your information or your pictures with it in the bag, not getting tracked. That's something, sometimes people download maps and they'll actually look at the directions or something while they're driving somewhere. A lot of people go, hey, well, what do I do for GPS? A lot of the stuff you can still use. Just, not with live stuff. That's, again, marfugalnews.com/eDeck. And thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, End Times, for massive support tonight. Thank you, Kelly2334, for massive support tonight. Thank you for everybody on YouTube. Eric, the original copper-colored Anna Uluwe Maze. Thank you so much. Princess, thank you for subscribing. Welcome, Princess, to the Fugle family. Again, just all positivity here. Thank you so much, and we're so happy to have you. I appreciate each and every screen name, because that screen name is a human being, and that human being can make a difference. Dex, thank you so much for helping throughout the entire show. Thank you for helping me every day. Thank you for
much love, brother.
Thank you for being an amazing human being, an amazing father. Thank you for just being with me on this journey. So thank you.
Hey, thanks for all you do, and thanks to all of the Fugle fam out there that are helping one another out in this time of need.
Just to everybody out there, we will most likely, we've got plenty of time to not hit that 2-hour mark. Johnny Rax, Texas, and 5 southern states is suing multiple fraud states, going to Supreme Court. Yes, there's we're going to be putting out lots of kind of a all-to thing here in a second. Cheers to End Time, says Texas Rob 49. Kelly 2334, thank you so much. Cha Money, if you're still watching, thank you for that host. I really do appreciate it. Johnson, Unicorn Forest, Uper Girl, Bethan and Nada, thank you for gifting out subs. Again, that was Bertha Nada. Kelly 2334, Nelly 14, Gem. How's Europe doing? You got to let us know what's going on over there. Baldylocks and Genlay Awake. Thank you, everybody that's here tonight. Rocky 7 Ruby Rose, Bear as Dids Out. Nice name, awesome. I'll be lurking much. Love. End Times. I know you pop around. Thank you for being here. Paul Shaggy, thanks for being over on D-Live as well. Respiratory Jane, Kiwi Cat out of the woods. We've got Mind of Tron. Cha Money says, thank you, Marv. Oh, no worries. Thank you. Seriously. I love Chihuahuas, the cable guy. You guys all have a wonderful night. It is now time for the shoutro. It is officially time for me to say thank you to every person here in the chat. If you want a shout out, just write something.
right back, Calvin Johnson, Clairbank, CFS 69, Kitty Rose, Rock for Life, got the LB Rules, Sandra in Texas, Cindy Cash and everybody tunes. Hey, with the Philly app on the Taylor, going right back, Mr. Baylor. Who Rule TV got the HO, gonna bring it on back like a no-ho. Gonna do it like the David Carter, Jeff Farman, everybody harder. Then the Josh Smooth and the Lisa Renee. I left 2 hours all a day. Kinda on the duet, back around T-back, T-eyes with the Terra Relay. Ooh, with the pepper cheese, highly blessed, known to yes, gonna bring back best on the Kimberly Paulson. Doing the bring it like Austin, going back round, now we never on Paulson. Kids hype the sky, going right back, no, and I'm no empire. Mafia for life, going right by, going with the beat busting on light, go it. We can do it and love you, I know it. We can go got a cow or brow it. We can roll and yes, I'll blow it. Just like that pot or smoking, Pentagon don't going with the bean counter, give a beat late in the O, somebody special. And the play go fire on the beat with one for mom and everybody buy it. On the white leaf, going right by me, going right by, now you know me, now you see me, now you don't, going back to, now you don't. I'm about to do it like the freestyle flow, hit it like the ba-da-ba, and the ba-da-ba, like the go for mode, and the go for gold. Everybody really wanna go funky, everybody really wanna hit the monkey, everybody really wanna be tougher, going like that, just in time, doing that, then I feel fine. Hey, it's it, hey, hey, it's it, hey, hey, it's it, hey, hey, it's it, end time, 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 it's it.
With the Ryan Alter and the Mystic Mirage, going right back in the parking garage, and my Phil Billy and the Andy All Sauvage. I'm about to do it like that end time.
Time, it's it, end time, it's it, end time, it's it, end time, it's it.
Do not give up, and I go right quick with the global impact, and I go real quick with the Daniel and everybody and that Paulson, with the Gentle Moss and I Sawson, with the El Michelle and the Dawson, and the doll might be hitting it just like this with the clean go and the
time, it's it, end 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 time, it's it,
Blue Light 84, Johnson, Kelly 2334, and on Sun, go and bring back that Toxic Raw 49. All the time gonna go back, do it all day, do it away. Just to a solid green eyes, going right back in nice surmise. Global impact in the hot times. They more flowing out and going back live. Going right back, gonna do it on down. Going right back, then I gotta get down.
time, it's it, end time, it's it,
Got the gem wanna bring it back lemon flavor. I'm about to do it and I am my favor. We did up another film for the amber. I'm about to go back live in amber. Do it darling, go go. Mr. Uchi on the comment, back down the go-go. I'm about to bring it like your reaper on the no-no.
it's it, end time, it's it, end time, it's it, end time. time. It's the end 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 time.
Right back with the vibe. Background, doing it just like you had heard the sound with the Shastina Claire Bear. Really fucking rich, do it, everybody knows, and I go whip. Gotta bring your shit, bro. Gotta do it like it never got frost. Everybody in the Adam Deb rocks. Gotta go right back, lost the socks. Doing like Paul, Shaggy, Jano, Jam a box. Everybody gotta go. Lord Anthony, gotta go with the Raquel R. Everybody wanna see it like far. With the Kiwi Cat Claire Elm Bear. With the Kelly SGG1. With the robot. Gonna go back on her spot. Holly Coco. Really on the Coco. Bring it on the no Robo Morph. Got a Mininator. Oh no. I gotta bring it back like the Diamond Carter. Like Cecilia Ramirez and Raquel R. Gotta bring it right back far away from here like it's a R Wars. Gonna go back and you gotta star. With John Connor and Bill at Breckenridge, that Chalky Gal is going up on the ridge. Gotta get the sniper up there, and he's close as far as he up there.
Got the shower from the night out. I left no rumors, I went night out. Resort, I gotta go back and climb it. Calvin, I shower, Lewis, all night. Who went background, everybody wanna go fight.
Why? Special thank you to End Times. Absolute craziness tonight. End Times. Unnecessary, but so appreciated. 17,000 lemons. That is an incredible #1 spot. Blue Light 84 with a frickin' Ninja. You are number 14, my friend. Thank you so much. Johnson, thank you so much for being on the leaderboard multiple times with number 3 spot. Kelly 2334. Doesn't matter whether you're number 1 or number 10. Thank you for being here every single night. Thank you so much for all your support. Texas Rob 49. I appreciate you so much.
From the bottom of our nightmares, running on this planet and we just don't care. bottom of a nightmare on this planet, and we just don't care. Mark Tyson got a mark from the smashing. Paul Shaggy, everybody go asking. There be leg going back and macking. On the jam, yeah, carry on the captain. Go and bring it back now on action. Like Kirk Cat, on the Cameron. Left behind all the beagles in the finding. Going right back now to defining. We the titty on the daddy on the shade. Real Billy, everybody gotta go away. We declare bear AKFC FSC9 with the balls when you mad. Gotta bring it right back, now you shouting. Gotta yell like a Lord Andrew. Do it, everybody, you go on the dandies. Do it with the dollar guinea on the yoga teacher. Going right back now, double feature. Global impact, do it right back with the barefoot lads in the everybody class. All shut down with the morphine now. And the go now bow with the outmouth now. The life is better on the steels on the gown. And go right back and they wear long gowns. Like the Walking Dead on the hospital. Get shut down on the old blackout. With the resource going on the background. With the biz out like an Almar going back. Making noise how on the beat down on the background like a towel. Tally, which is not the beat of Funky Town. On the Kiwi cow with the loves you, with the bacon song, going right back with the argue, with the Roblet, with the Ballets, going back round with the Violets, with the Push taking on the Jam with the Lisa R. Hall, going right back with the old ball guy in the Claire Bear, Terrabile, by the Be Like, on the Belay, with the Breckenridge going second in, I'm a reckoning, oh now I'm gonna look second in, with the Respiratory Jane, life is better, going right back in the go back better, going back now like a Eddie Vedder, oh with the global impact and the repeat prepared. When it left, with the prepared, with the prepared, with the prepared, with the blue light 84. 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 I use, more frugal news. I'm looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse wrong. I was about to go back with the high velocity amp, jam, gonna bring it back, gonna do it that, and everybody knows how, no, only news I use, or into our forces, gonna go and force you to grab that magnum, support independent, says Holly Coco, sing gang in the fuego, gotta bring it back, and now you know, global impact therapy, like, wanna go back now they all say Phil Billy on the Phil Billy Elmore and the ice cream
Hey, Deja Vu, thank you. A big shout out to Shane Reed tonight. Thank you. That was a massive support tonight. Cameron Combs, Susan Donahue, absolutely amazing. Pam, Veteran Steve, whether you watch this or the replay, we miss you, and hope you are having a safe and wonderful day, a blessed day when you're watching the replay tomorrow. I just wanted to say hi. Gone Girl, I hope you're doing well in the woods, I guess. In the woods. In the woods. In the woods. Probably tomorrow or the next day. I gotta show you guys this crazy stuff. Absolutely nuts. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Marfugal. You know what to do. At Marfugal. At Marfugal.
Marfugal news, Marfugal news. Where are you? Only news I use. Marfugal news, Marfugal news. Where are you? Only news I use. Marfugal news, Marfugal news. Where are you? Only news I use. Marfugal news.
It looks like Gives a Minute is who we're going with tonight. I don't know. Oh, wait. Hold on. Music by request. I like this. Oh, it's not. I thought somebody was actually live playing.
Have a good night, guys. Be safe, be prepared. And Marf out.